goodness. Boy, I don't know how to drive. What up? We making it happen and making it happen on this beautiful day after Thanksgiving. By the way, my birthday was 2 days ago. I'm 30 now. How does it feel to be 30? No different than it felt to be any other age. I mean, I am living a greater life mentally, and that's by design. So, you know, that's always a good thing. Yeah, it's cold out here, man. But look, so yeah, my last video, I was talking about what angry people do, what they try to do, the tactics they try to do to make you angry along with them. And I forgot to mention a few key points. So this is a continuation of dealing with angry people, part two. This thing be shaking, don't it? Yeah. By the way, some of these, I had a person that actually, was angry at me and tried to get, hostile with me not too long ago. And let's see how smart y'all are. Y'all figure it out. It was a female, of course, and I realized one thing. Oh, hold on, go ahead, young lady. Don't kill me. I realized one thing. If you say you don't want to talk to me no more, or whatever the case is that you say, which I don't care, not it's just a friendship. That's it. That's all it was gonna go. If you say all these meaningful, hurtful things, because we already know that's how you feel inside, and then you turn around the next day and you're pretty much stalking. You're stalking me. What does that say about that person? You guys figure that out. I ain't gotta tell you. But let's talk about these key points. Key point number one. They don't mean nothing they say. I'm sorry. I I know y'all gonna be like, yes they do. This, that, third, blah, 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 blah. When you angry, you don't mean half of the shit that come out your mouth. You're only doing that to make the other person feel the way you feel at the moment. You don't mean none of that. Stop lying. And I don't. I've had people like, no, when you angry, you tell the truth. In a sense, you do. In a sense, you don't. I think it's 50-50. A lot of that stuff is just a whole bunch of failed attempts to make the next person angry or make the person feel the way you feel. Remember, you're an adult, but the 12-year-old you would be crying instead of yelling at you. You'd be like, so every time somebody argues, I downsize them to a 12-year-old. If this person was 12, how would they be responding to this situation? They would be responding with a cry. So you yelling and angry and all this is a cry for help. Now you see how important it is to understand. Once you start understanding and being aware of all these things, man, it opens up a whole new realm when it comes to dealing with, angry people or dealing with arguments or disputes or everything. I always take the person back to the 12-year-old them. How do you get a person back to their 12-year-old them? Sorry, my nose. Anything they're doing right now is expanded because whatever you think expands. So unexpand everything about that person, and for the most part, that's the 12-year-old them. That's how I look at it. It's hard to explain it. I guess I'll explain it better as time go on. But definitely, 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 crying out, screaming, yelling, stretching it to make a person angry. Those are all cries for help or a cry for how they feel inside. So I'm person like me. I'm more conscious about dealing with situations with people that are doing that. I know they're not trying to make me angry. Well, they are, but they're not to me. I've got it in my head. You're not trying to make me angry. You're just doing this for a cry for help, seeking attention. The 12-year-old you is crying, and for the most part, if you get someone angry, let's say you did do something to make somebody angry. Here's another step. Key point number two, another step you could take. And I will only take this step if you care about this person. So males or females or whatever, you made your significant other angry and they're like, respond number one, because we're not reacting. Remember, last video, reaction is terrible. Respond. When you respond, you're able to think about what you're saying first. Be in a moment, think and rethink, then say something. So we're responding and we're saying it's this simple. And you got to do this in pattern notions. I'm saying that's what they're crying about, not fussing, crying. 12-year-old them. Hey, I'm sorry. Is there anything I can do to make you feel better? I know. Yeah. Is there anything I can do to make you feel better? Yeah, I know. I was I didn't intentionally make you feel this way. I'm sorry. Is there anything I can make you feel better? I know. Anything I can make you do feel better? And you gotta be patient while you're doing this. Patience. So learn some patience. Some of y'all impatient. Learn some patience. Is there anything I can do to make you feel better? Eventually, after a while, they're gonna be like, oh, I love you. Oh, and then you just delete it or and you just interrupted their pattern. And that's key point number three. Interrupting the pattern. I'm using it in sequences. Interrupting the pattern. Now you already know who. If you got somebody that you care for, you pretty much know how they are. You don't need to sit down and rethink about how Andy or Bobo is. You know who. You know who they are. You know your husband. You know your wife. You know your mom. You know your dad. You know what makes them angry. You know what makes them happy. Since you know all of that already, this should be easy. Find ways to interrupt their patterns. That's all you gotta do. Find a way to interrupt the pattern. I interrupt the pattern with certain people in my life. Some I just let it play because it all depends if it's worth interrupting or not. Sometimes letting it play out is good. It's kind of like therapy for them. They gotta get it out of them. And I just sit there and let them get out of it. And when they get tired, because nobody can sit and yell and argue forever. I'm gonna say that again, cause y'all act like it's a forever thing. Nobody can sit and argue and yell and do all that forever. So you sitting there quietly waiting on them to blow all their steam out and get tired is probably the best tactic to do. Cause now that they tired, now you can talk. And that don't mean go and yell at them while they and put them in overdrive. Now y'all gonna be fighting and stuff. We ain't got time for that. But you want to get to a point where you know, especially if it's a significant other, if it's somebody you don't know, I would diffuse the situation as quick as possible. And if it gets too hostile, get on out of there. Retreat. This ain't war. We ain't waging war with nobody. We just, if that's how they want to do in their bubble, let them do that in their bubble. They cannot enter your bubble unless you allow them to. And now, if you allow them to get in your bubble and now you arguing and fighting, you successfully allow their anger to be a strength point. That's what the problem is, too. Anger could be a strength and anger could be a weakness. You want to get to a point where you're making their weaknesses. That's why I'm giving you these points. Make their anger their weakness, because at the end of the day, anger is a weakness. If you think that anger is going to get you somewhere with men like me, you could try. You're just going to end up looking stupid at the end of the day. But other type of men or women, or I'm not just trying to make it a man and woman, a man thing. It can be for anyone. You can, if you don't react to them, you've pretty much told them that their anger tactics don't work on you and it's a weakness. So eventually, as habits do, habits die hard. And they won't be so, I guess they won't be so adamant to start an argument with you or be so about stuff. They'd be like, last time I did that, that didn't really work with him. It's all about what works and what don't work. You want to get rid of what don't work and keep all the stuff that does work. And you want to use that in everything in life, honestly. What works, what don't work. Get rid of everything that does not work and strengthen everything that does work. So I'm gonna wrap this video up. I got to get rolling, but those some good points. Um, keep self-actualizing. Keep the spiritual enlightenment up, or whatever path you on. Keep it going. Stay strong. Gain willpower. Gain discipline and focusness, and going about your day. I'll catch up with you. All right, then. Bye.